we got the whole, actually not the whole Birdland Bash crew, because one of them's a Steelers fan.
Boo!
Yeah. I am your host, Mason Vale, joined by my good friends Joey and Dylan.
I'm good. I'm ready for football.
I'm ready for football. It's about time.
What do you guys think about the new jerseys?
Clean.
I love them. I like them. This year, probably going to get all four: the color rush, alternative, and then the purple and the white. I already have the players picked out, but I like them. I love them.
Oh yeah, who are you going for?
The white jersey, I'm going to get Henry. The purple one, I'm going to get Lamar because it's purple. Lamar. Yeah, I'll get that. The black one, I'm going to get my boy, Nate Wiggins. And then the purple rush, I'm going to get Hamilton.
Copied my flow, okay. What? I got the purple Hamilton jersey, and you're going to get a purple Hamilton jersey? It's crazy.
The color rush one.
It's basically the same thing. Anyway, with all of the new additions in free agency and also the draft, who were some of the guys that you are looking to have a big impact that are new to the team? Dylan, who do you think is going to have a big impact that's new to the team?
Zion Young. I think he's going to have a big impact. I don't know how it's going to play out with Mike Green and Hendrickson being there. I believe most likely he'll do a flip-flop with Mike Green and Zion Young. I think he's going to have a really big impact with that edge rush because when I saw him get drafted and the way he was talking a little bit, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be one of those guys where he's going to be a dog on defensive line. Hendrickson, of course, that's the most obvious one. Hendrickson, I believe he's going to have a really good season this year. Definitely add more sacks than we had last year. Definitely add more pressure on the QB. And then Jalen Dawkins, him, Kyle Hamilton, and also Malachi Stark are going to be a really good trio.
Going to be interesting to see what happens with Kyle Hamilton this year because, maybe he shouldn't be lining up at defensive end and outside linebacker and inside linebacker like he did multiple times last year. Trey Hendrickson, 17.5 sacks in both 2023 and 24. Was hurt, only played 7 games last year, but, definitely expecting a big impact out of him. Joey, who are your guys that your new additions that are going to have a big impact?
I'm also gonna name 3, and they're all gonna be related to each other because it's the entire interior offensive line. Vega Ione, I'm pretty sure is how you say his last name. Obviously, first round pick out of Penn State. You can't be worse than Falele. So I think he'll definitely have a good impact. I think he's not as mobile, I think was the whole thing of him coming out of Penn State. Like he might be a big physical guy, but I don't know how much you're going to be pulling and moving him and everything like that. But it also goes to the other guard, John Simpson, who we brought back. I think he'll do a good job stepping up. You can pull him, do whatever you want with him. He'll be a better anchor there. Ethan Postage hopefully is fully healthy. I know he had a season-ending injury last year with the Browns. Obviously, it's a big hole to fill with Linderbaum. Your center might be your most important position in the offensive line behind left tackle, or he could be the most important depending on how you look at it. I know Joe Flacco had a lot of high praise for him in Cleveland. Had really good years with the Browns. I believe he made at least a Pro Bowl. So hopefully he'll be able to come in. He'll be able to do well off that injury. Because last year, as we all know, the offensive line, specifically the guard spots, were a heavy topic of discussion in terms of them just being absolutely horrible. Hopefully, we're going to be able to turn it around and give Lamar more time to throw, give Derrick Henry more lanes to open up, and he could take off and just improving that fast all around.
I want Jacoby Lane to have a big impact at some point. I loved that draft pick. I've been wanting Lamar to get a jump ball guy and a contested catch guy for years. And Isaiah likely kind of turned into that guy somewhat, but he wasn't really getting a lot of snaps and is also no longer on the team. I don't really think Jacoby Lane's going to be, your wide receiver 2 or 3 come week 1, but I think at some point, maybe if you get a couple injuries or he starts showing out that I think he's going to earn some playing time. Um, and another guy that I'm not expecting to have like a massive impact, but I think we're going to see a lot more than maybe anticipated is new signing Durham Smythe. Like I talked about with Isaiah Likely, the Ravens run a lot of 2 tight end packages, which of course that was a John Harbaugh thing, but it's kind of the identity of the Ravens is that we play smash mouth football, and it's a lot of heavy set and stuff like that, and especially with Patrick Ricard gone, don't have that big fullback as a lead blocker anymore. So I think you're going to see a lot of Durham Smythe in packages, whether he's a blocker or a pass catcher. I think we're going to see a lot of Durham Smythe. Because I'm assuming Mark Andrews is going to get a lot of pass catching opportunities. He's not going to be more of a blocking tight end like he was in years past. Getting Lamar one of his favorite targets back, and hopefully he's good. I think we're going to see a lot of Durham Smythe. Now that the new guys are, we're familiar with the new guys. There's some guys that did not have very good years last year. Dylan, who's a guy or maybe a couple that you're looking at to have a bounce back season?
He didn't have a horrible year last year, but he could have done way better. Roquan Smith definitely missed tackles, definitely looked a lot slower than he did when we first traded for him from the Bears. And then I'm excited to see Nami Matabike back. Definitely a big piece. I know he had that season ending last year, almost a career ending injury. And just to see him back on the practice field kind of gives me some hope for our defensive line as well too. And I'm not expecting him out the gate to just go in hammering, but I'm expecting him to at least make it a solid impact on the run game as well too, and also get into the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Omni Badabike was definitely a massive loss last year. The cornerstone of the front seven, pretty much, and especially the pass rush, and wasn't there, and then kind of the whole defense fell apart. So definitely good to have him back. Joey, who's some guys that you're expecting to bounce back?
I'm just gonna say Lamar Jackson. I mean, he was hurt last year. When he was playing injured, so it wasn't up to the standard that I guess you could say he normally performs to, which is a two-time MVP. But you give him a jump ball receiver finally with Jacoby Lane. You hope that he breaks out. Overall, improved offensive line, so you give him more time back there to be able to create. And then you give him a new offense, which Declan Doyle wasn't calling the plays in Chicago, but he was obviously a big part in that offense, and that was a dynamic offense. It was very exciting. It manufactured guys' looks, and I feel like the offenses Lamar's had in the past has kind of just been like him improvising, and then guys getting open that way versus them being schemed open. And I think Declan Doyle is going to be able to scheme guys open. It'll be able to get the balls and get the balls in playmakers' hands and let Lamar kind of do what he does best, as well as create a good run game on top of it. So I think as long as Lamar stays healthy, he's going to have all the opportunity in the world to go and win another MVP. Mike Green, I think having Trey Hendrickson on the other side is going to help him a lot in terms of pass rush. I think having Matabike back will help a lot. The looks are going to be taken away from him and kind of put on some of the other guys. So it'll give him a chance for some one-on-ones, which would be helpful. So I think Mike Green, in terms of rushing the pass this year, is going to have a lot more opportunities and a lot better results.
Could definitely see that. I need Rashad Bateman to have a bounce back year because what was that last year? 224 yards. I mean, he missed a handful of games, maybe four or five, but that's your wide receiver too. You got to give me something. I mean, 224 yards, we've seen people do that in one game. It feels weird like saying that I want Nate Wiggins and Malachi Starks to kind of like take the next step because I mean they're definitely there, but like these are 2 guys that were first round picks, and obviously they're still young. I mean Nate Wiggins is the corner one on the team. That's not a question, but it's we're talking about a guy that you took in the first round to be a lockdown corner, and he had flashes for sure. He had a good year last year. I mean, of course, he said he was playing through an injury, and he wasn't playing up to himself. But I think he said that 2 years in a row now, so we'll see what happens. And Malachi Starks, definitely a respectable rookie season, but if you're gonna want to get snaps on this Ravens defense, especially with the loaded secondary position, you're gonna need to prove it, or Jalen Hawkins is gonna be taking your job. What are some questions that you have going into the season, or maybe some weaknesses that you are looking at on the team? Dylan, what says you?
How is the offense going to be ran by Declan Doyle? Declan, just going to call him Doyle. Mr. Doyle is what I'm going to call him, Mr. Doyle. I don't know if Mr. Doyle is going to step up to the job.
He's 30.
He is 30.
30? Okay. So from it being a young offensive coordinator, will we get the ball downfield? Will we make the right decisions and not go for a 47-yard field goal with the game on the line to make the playoffs? And then we lost to the AFC North division.
To be fair, nowadays 47 is supposed to be automatic, but
I know, but you know what I'm saying though. We could have gotten a couple more extra yards there, and the decision making by Jesse Minter as well too, because we're so used to John Harbaugh's, Zay Flowers is day to day. Next thing you know, he's out for 4 weeks, hypothetically speaking, or stuff like that. So it's little stuff that we were used to with Harbaugh. Is it going to be different? Or is it going to be Jesse Minter's going to be like, well, John Harbaugh had so much success here. I kind of want to follow his lead. Or is he going to do his own thing?
I definitely have questions about the coaching staff just because we don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Joey, what questions do you have about the team and what kind of weaknesses they may have?
The cornerback room. We know we're talking about Nate Wiggins stepping up, and I mean, like, he's fine as a cornerback one, but if we're not playing like Jalen Hawkins or Kyle Hamilton in the slot, who is playing on the other side of Nate Wiggins on that outside receiver? Like, we play the Cowboys in like week 3. And if Nate Wiggins is lining up on CeeDee Lamb every play, who is guarding George Pickens? Because I don't think Marlon Humphrey's got it anymore. Like, he plays horrible like the entire game and gets saved because he forces some random fumble in the fourth quarter because he's getting thrown at 12 times and giving up 10 receptions. Like, he's I don't think Marlon Humphrey's got it anymore. And Chidobe Awuzie, I mean, sure, but it's not like a guy that you feel confident running out there against a team's number 2 and winning majority of the time. So I don't know who's going to step up, whether TJ Tampa's finally going to play. I mean, he was a second round pick like 3 years ago, and I don't even know if he's touched the field not on special teams. We drafted Chandler Rivers, who is a slot corner guy. So I don't know how much impact he's really gonna have. I hope it's not the same thing as it's been the past few seasons where, yeah, we're scoring and that's great and all, but when teams start throwing the ball, we can't stop a thing. And we didn't really do much other than Jalen Hawkins to address the secondary. Now, hopefully, Trey Anderson, Zai Young, and other guys will step up and the pass rush will be better, which in turn will help the secondary. But yeah, right now I don't feel very confident that our cornerback 2 is gonna match up and win most of the time against majority of the teams of receiver 2.
In terms of the secondary, I want to see Kyle Hamilton back playing safety. I Don't get me wrong, he had a massive impact at when he was playing the linebacker stuff and when he was getting to rush the quarterback, he was having a massive impact, but he is a safety. Let's call a spade here. I mean, that's obviously where he is better. We noticed that in the games last year where, maybe some guy was having a good game on the pass rush and we put Kyle Hamilton back into the safety and drop him back, and notably the defense got better.
rebuttal with what you were saying about Kyle Hamilton. I just don't think he's going to be back at safety. Like the whole Jesse Minter situation is that, oh, Kyle Hamilton's going to play like Derwin James now. Derwin James last year, if I'm looking at his PFF and where he lined up, he took more snaps as quote unquote D line as an outside linebacker than he did at safety. He had 374 snaps at slot corner, 313 in the box as a linebacker, 135 as that D line outside linebacker, and 132 at safety. So I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be, all right, everybody else, you're gonna run this play. Kyle Hamilton, go play football. Like you just line up wherever you want to and see where you can make an impact and figure it out that way. But I think Kyle Hamilton is going to be all over the field. He will probably line up at D line. He will probably line up at middle linebacker, at slot corner, and at safety. He's going to be everywhere.
Let's do record predictions. It's an interesting schedule for sure. It is about time the Ravens don't play the Bills and the Chiefs the same season. We got a good schedule for once because we finally didn't finish first in the division. I digress. Week 1 at the Colts
Win.
is a win.
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 Hey, I knew you were gonna say something. I knew it.
Week 2, Saints at home.
Win.
All right, we're 2-0. Cowboys in Brazil.
I think we win.
I think we win that one.
I think their defense is horrible. It's literally who is going to make one stop. I mean, that game might end like 55-52.
Titans come to Baltimore.
Win.
Yeah. All right, we are 4-0. At the Falcons.
Win.
We are 5-0. At the Browns.
Win.
Loss.
Oh,
I'm not gonna make any argument for division stuff because some weird stuff happens in the AFC.
I think we split with the Browns.
I think we split with all three of them, honestly.
Nah. If 4 year removed from playing Deshaun Watson or Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel or whoever they want to throw out there, minus Myles Garrett, beats us in a football game, I swear.
I think by week 6 they'll figure something out. Though
What they figure out that one is less trash than the other one? I mean, it's all horrible.
Bengals in Baltimore.
Win.
I think that's the one we lose. I think that's our first loss.
I also have that as a loss.
I think that's pre-Joe Burrow injury.
At Buffalo.
Lose.
Jaguars on Thursday night.
Win.
In Baltimore.
Win.
Chargers in Baltimore on Monday.
Win.
I too have that as a win. So we were 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Panthers in Carolina.
Win.
At Texans.
Lose.
I have that as a win.
I would lean win just because what is CJ Stroud?
I think he'll be fine.
Bye week.
Loss.
All right, so we're 10-3 coming out of the bye. Buccaneers in Baltimore.
Win.
Yeah. Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I have that as a loss, probably. We're going to split with the Steelers. It happens every year. Except for last year. What are we at?
So we're either 10-4 or 11-3.
Browns in Baltimore.
Win.
All right. Bengals in Cincinnati on a Thursday.
I say win.
I want them to win. Because I'm most likely going to be there.
Well, Burrow's injured by that point, so I think we're all right.
He's done.
He's hurt for the second time.
No, he was healthy for the first time. That's why they won.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Joe Flacco against the
Is he
Ravens.
back in Cincy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then week 18 is a TBD game against the Steelers.
I think we win.
So what are we at?
We're either 13-4 or 12-5.
Yeah, my expectation that I had written down was 12-5. There's gonna be a goofy ass loss in there somewhere. It happens every year. What's the floor and ceiling, do you guys think?
I mean, the floor. I feel like the floor is like 9 wins. So was that 9-8?
Yeah.
I mean, like we play enough teams like Colts, Saints, Titans, Falcons, Browns, Panthers. I mean, like those are all theoretically like fairly easy. I mean, we're probably going to drop one of those because we always lose to some team that's 4-12 or whatever it is. Like it happens every single year. But I
Yeah.
mean, like I feel like there's enough like easier, quote unquote, easier teams on the schedule, especially early on. Like we were 6-0 according to us. Like it is other than the Cowboys, like every team there is like was really bad last year. So
I
I feel like the
could
floor is 9.
I could see 8 and 9 too as being the floor. Um, because with the Colts, whenever we play the Colts, it's one way to or the other. I mean, there was that game, what, 2 years ago too, that we were winning the whole game and then poop our pants and then we lose. And then there's the one game where we were down 22-9 and came back and won in overtime. Shout out Hollywood Brown. But
No, don't shout him out.
I had his jersey once upon a time.
I got the ceiling as at 15-2.
Yeah, I had the ceiling at 15-2.
That we're gonna lose one game to the Steelers, and we're gonna drop a game to one of the terrible teams. It is fate. This has been the end of the Ravens 2026 season preview. Check out the other season previews with NFL right around the corner. We got some Broncos, some Steelers, some 49ers, some Rams. Check out the Bases Loaded podcast in Birdland Bash for the rest of the MLB season as things are starting to wrap up and head into the postseason. But yeah, looking forward to the season for the Baltimore Ravens, and I think it's going to be a good one.